Hey, welcome back. So, week 8, the last week for our custard festival project. Hope everybody's enjoying the creativity. I know I have. Always experimenting with new ideas and new things. I love it. Such a good time. Now, what are we finally down to? Let's check session 8. And I believe the only thing that I haven't talked about, I'll talk about spell check, I'll talk about too many fonts, and I will talk about the t-shirt design. Being creative, more creative with the t-shirt design. I did talk about the die cut sticker. I've talked about all these parts and how to work with them. Let us first go over spell check and too many fonts. Spell check's a big one. Now, it shouldn't be a big one because every program that we have has a spell check. Here it is. In InDesign or in Illustrator, on a PC it's Control-I, on a Mac it's Command-I, and actually in Photoshop it is go to Edit, then check spelling. It'll check your spelling. These programs will check your spelling, and you can set it up to notify you when things are spelled wrong. Let me just copy, I paste something in that I have, just going backwards, Paul. So if I open up InDesign, I have it open, File, New, Document. I'm just gonna hit Create, just something, just so we have something. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna paste in my copy. Now, I have it set to show me underlined in red possible spelling errors. So for here, you go to Type and Spelling. Where is it? Oh, it's Edit. Spelling, excuse me. And I have dynamic spelling on. I have autocorrect on, which puts the red line. So if I take that off, or Edit, Spelling, dynamic spelling. If I take all that off, it doesn't indicate anything. But if I go to spelling and I hit autocorrect, I hope it's autocorrect, edit, spelling, dynamic spelling. So then it starts to find other words that may be wrong or doesn't know about. And then spelling, I can go to check spelling. And it will go through and spell check my document. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. It's built into your system. You don't have to be like, well, I don't know. If you ever type yourself, spell check. If you ever get type given to you by somebody else, even more important to spell check, because it doesn't matter who gave it to you, they will look at you and tell you you spelled it wrong. Even if you tell them, I copied and pasted from your document, they expect you to spell check it. I'm not kidding. I've done this for like 30 years. It's always like the designer. I'm like, well, I just copied and pasted your stuff. And they're like, but there's spelling errors everywhere. You didn't catch that? And yeah, they'll blame it on you. So that's how to do it in InDesign. Let's do a little Illustrator. I'm working on this, updating this design checklist for everybody. So new. Let's do I have a 16 by 9? I might not have a 16 by 9 available. Jesus. It's my favorite size, screen size, because all I do is create presentations. All right, I'm going to do the same. I'm going to paste it in. And it's the same thing. You should go Edit, Spelling, Auto check spelling, and then check spelling. Start. And it'll go through. and tell you what you need to look at and highlight them. So again, check spelling is super easy. I'm not going to do it in Photoshop because if you're typesetting in Photoshop, we have another problem. I would never typeset in Photoshop, but there is a spell check. It's right there. You want to see it? I'll show it to you. Edit, check spelling. And you find and replace text even too. So that's always fun. I used to do that a lot. So know that. Check your spelling. Like you should never, like we talk about this correcting stuff and seeing it and you're like, oh, I know like what goes through your head. Oh, it's just a spelling word. Here's the problem that we run into is that when people look at stuff to hire you and they look at your work, I know if I got stuff and things were spelled wrong, you go to the bottom of the list. It's important. You are a visual communicator of information. Your job is to design information to make it more acceptable to the general public. And in doing so, your spelling has to be correct. So when I was looking at resumes, when I was looking at people's work, and I saw like a spelling error, I'd be like, oh, this person doesn't even check their own spelling. Like they wrote this about themselves and they didn't check the spelling. Like that's pretty bad. So always check your spelling. It's available for you to see and check. So there we go. Too many fonts. This is the other one. This one I don't see as much. I think we started kind of like pushing this fact. I know it's hard. I know we love to do so many typefaces, but scale it back. If you're working on a single project, this is like brand consistency, and this is why I bring this up. When we do a single project that has many components, as we are doing in brand, we need to knock down the amount of fonts that we use so we have a consistent setup of what we're doing. So here, I used Helvetica, and Helvetica gladly comes in black, light, medium, italic. Like all of these are the same font and within the same font family. So in using this, you have one style or one family with many different styles. I'm trying to think of the best way to say that, which allows you to do everything you want to do. Oh, I want to highlight this word. Well, you can make it black, bold, italic, whatever. You don't necessarily need to change the font family. But here, what happens is you start integrating all these different fonts. A different font for the title, different font for the body copy, another different font for a subtitle, different font for a body. And like, what are you trying to get at? It becomes very confusing to the viewer. We may think it's fun, and I know we do these. I know I do the every designer needs to know, and you students go crazy with the fonts. Like every word is in a different font. Let's get it out of your system now, because that's usually what we don't do. I'm going to start. I should start adding some like restrictions, like designer restrictions, like only one color, only one font. Like each time that there's going to be, I have to think of like 16 prompts that you have to do for each one of those, because we do 16 of them total, 15 total. So maybe I'll start doing that, and like some of it will be like fonts, like only use this font, only do this, do it in reverse, like whatever you do has to be reverse. So, but keep this in mind, typography. The less fonts you use, the easier it is to read. The less fonts you use, the easier it's going to be to design. Because then you have to go in and start looking at all the stuff that doesn't work, especially if you start pulling bad fonts. All of you work at home, which I believe allows you all to have access to Adobe fonts, which you can get through by going to this. So if you're in home, this is Adobe Creative Cloud. And this is the base of where all your Adobe programs are held for you. And so if you have the student subscription, you should always just check on things. Here are all the apps you get, and you can see if you need updates. And I don't know why I'm running 2 versions of Illustrator now. I need to update Camera Raw, but it doesn't matter because I never use it. But so this will keep you. But there's a font section. So it's this F up here, or it's this open in browser here. And this, for the most part, what it's going to do is going to have you sign in, or it takes a minute and then it signs you in. Ooh, they've updated their system. And this again gives you a beautiful allotment of fonts, and these are going to be much better and much cleaner than the stuff you can find on DaFont. The setup is exactly the same. Like, oh, look, they even did a Halloween one. This is like they popped in Halloween for this month. So like they even have horror Halloween typewriter. Like, look at all these like weird ones to even start with, and then you can move through it. But a lot of these then will have different line weights, you know, like this one. You can see all the line weights here. Even that this is like horribly unlegible, like they have a lot of variance to it, and that's not, you're not going to find that with the font or online fonts or whatever. So double check. And actually somebody let me know. I think the student subscription, you should be able to get this from home. And it's just that font search, and it's gorgeous. It works good. You just add family. It takes like 2 minutes. Like it adds the family, and then it takes like 2 minutes for it to show up. Sometimes there's a lag, sometimes there's no lag, but it's pretty quick. I mean, in a month of time, you take a sip of something and you look up and you're like, oh, it loaded in. Sometimes you have to activate it. So if I add this Bodot, fonts available in your Adobe apps, manage them in the Creative Cloud. So that just means then I'm going to go back to here, and then I'm going to go to fonts. When I click on that, it goes here. Now, newest to old added. I'm not always excited about their system here either. Is newest to oldest, A to Z, starts with a B. Just scroll through. Now, this is also a problem because I download fonts when you guys ask me to download fonts, because you have 8,000 fonts and I check your work. I have to download every font as well. And so I have too many. I'm not even done with A here, but it's going to be in there. B. Baloo. Oh, look at that conflict to do, and there's a conflict, but it is in there. BAU. There it is, BAU, install family. You just click on that. Got it. And then there I have it. You can install, uninstall, but it's a better place to find your fonts, I think, overall. I know DaFont is a lot of fun, but I would only use DaFont if you're using the school computers only, because the school computers don't have access to the font library. So there you go. Too many fonts. Use the important fonts that you use. All right, frozen custard. We got our presentation deck done. We got our logo designs done. We got our poster and flyer. I've been checking those. Tent with backdrop and half walls. That is, you know, created. I hope you're done. Directional sandwich boards, die line provided. Great. We need to go this way with an arrow. Vendors and a bathroom with an arrow. Bathrooms. We have our festival logo, a die cut sticker. Make it interesting. What the heck? I don't just want a square sticker, square rectangle. What designer just makes a square rectangle? Unless your logo is a square rectangle. There's no fun there. And then t-shirt design. So I opened up a t-shirt file just to scribble on. Now I can take my logo, and now everybody, you can do whatever you want. But boy, oh boy, the way at this point in your life is design what you would wear. Because in the future, this is what it's going to be allowed. Oh, haha. Yeah, that. That is going to be allowed. Image mode. You know, like, this is what the client is going to do to you, is just be like, oh, we just get it right there. You're like, really? Okay, great. And then, yeah, the t-shirt is blue. Let's get that blue color. This is so, I hate that, like, Photoshop now all of a sudden constrains and nobody else does. And I'm just going to do normal. I'm just going to do multiply. Or maybe linear burn. Always check them all. What else you got to do? Linear burn at least gives me a little, you know, like, oh, okay, we're done. I put the logo on a t-shirt. I'm creative. Creation. I'm not gonna wear that. This is lame. That's the t-shirt I throw away then. I use to clean my car. But what if we start doing stuff like adding stripes to it? You know, do something, you know, where we're gonna start like exploring this, you know. Maybe I want to stripe across the bottom. Like that. Or, you know, let's do flip, edit, transform, flip vertically, edit, transform, flip horizontal. Oh, I want to undo that. I just want to do that. You know, like, what if I did something like this and it went up over the shoulder? Like, how rad is that? And then, like, then you have this logo in here. Like, I actually didn't mean to make it bigger, but like, I don't know. You know, like, start to play around. Don't just, you know, the logo, you know, this is the back of the shirt, you know, play around with it. You know, maybe I would put that like I had it on the other ones. If I go up here, okay, this is driving me nuts that I'm on the back of the shirt. But there's so many cool things you can do with the back of the shirt as well. And then just because it's, I'm just kind of knocking this out. Edit fill. You know, like this right now, like far cooler than just a logo. You know, I'm like push what you want to do. Make it a t-shirt that you want to wear, that you'd be happy to wear. Maybe some of you are simple and you're like, I just want it on the nape of the neck, you know, whatever, or go crazy. Have some fun with it. Push that level of design. Show your creativity. Here's the thing. You don't have a client for real. You don't get to do this. And like, people will just kind of shut you down in the future. So now's the time to have some fun. If you show this in a portfolio and they're like, oh, nice job. You put the logo on the pocket area of a t-shirt. Very creative. Good job. Next. So think about that. Do something cool. Bring some design, some life into your shirts as well. So there you go. No lecture Thursday. Let's finish up. Next week, we meet on Thursday to start. There's no school on Tuesday. And we start the project next week, Thursday. So then we're going to be offset to Thursdays for a few weeks, and then we switch back at the end of the semester. So there you go. Again, if you have any questions, comments, or concerns, please ask me. I'm here. I'm around. I love the help. Come on in. Start hanging out. Start doing some cool design. Chat with some other students about design. Put on design movies, background stuff, awesome stuff. It's always good to learn. So, all right. Yeah, again, let me know if you have questions, comments, or concerns, and I will see you on the discussion boards. All right. Bye-bye.